The way you undress me with your gaze is criminal. It isn't just the stare, it's the intention behind it. The slow, unapologetic trail your eyes take, as if mapping every inch of what you want. I stand fully clothed, but you peel me layer by layer with a glance. There's no hesitation, no permission asked, only the boldness of silent lust claiming what it desires. My breath catches when I feel the weight of your attention settle on my collarbone, then lower, lower still. Your eyes linger like fingers that aren't allowed to touch, yet somehow I feel them anyway. My skin prickles with awareness, my pulse quickens. I pretend not to notice, but every nerve is burning. You hold your gaze like a weapon, and I am willingly disarmed. It's not just what you look at, it's how long you stay there, daring me to respond, daring me to look back. I know I should resist, should guard what your stare is slowly unraveling, but I don't, because there's something in the way you look that makes me crave being seen, being stripped without a single touch. You make eye contact feel like exposure, like standing under hot lights with nowhere to hide. When your gaze meets mine, I feel like you're inside me already, like you've opened drawers I thought were locked. I try to maintain composure, but my body betrays me, my thighs press together, my breath turns shallow. You track my reactions like a predator, never blinking, never relenting. There's a heat behind your eyes that belongs in places darker than this one. You study me with the precision of a craftsman and the hunger of a sinner. It's not just physical, it's psychological. You undress my thoughts too, stripping away my hesitations, my doubts, my carefully constructed distance. When your gaze travels downward, it feels like a command, like I'm supposed to melt under you, and I do. Your stare is criminal, because it trespasses all boundaries, because it knows no modesty, no shame. You make me feel known in ways I didn't ask for, but now crave. And I wonder again and again, what it would be like to let you take what your gaze has already claimed. You corner me in conversations without saying anything at all. Words are spoken, but none of them matter. All that matters is the way you look at me, long, deliberate, indulgent. My lips move, but my thoughts are tangled in the memory of where your eyes last lingered. Did you notice the curve of my waist when I leaned forward? Did your stare burn into the line of my thigh, trace the tension in my fingers? You see too much, you see right through, and I feel helpless beneath the weight of that knowing. You undress me like you own the right, like I belong to the fantasy unfolding behind your gaze, and I let you. Your restraint only makes it worse. You don't rush, you savor, you let your eyes rest where they shouldn't. You make every glance feel like sin wrapped in silk, and I am complicit. I welcome your crime, I part myself for it, body and soul, because even though I know I should look away, I want to be caught. I want to be undone. I want to be yours. There's no innocence in how you look at me, not anymore. Maybe there never was. Even in crowds, you find me. Even in silence, your eyes say what your mouth won't dare. You mark me with every stare. You sketch me bare in your mind, and I can feel it. My skin responding as if your gaze is touch. I shift under your eyes, trying not to crumble, trying to stay composed. But how can I? When every moment your gaze lingers, it carves desire deeper into me. You don't leer, you don't ogle, you study, you possess. And it makes it harder to pretend we're innocent. Your gaze is a slow theft, and I am the treasure willingly given. You don't even need to move. Just one long look from across the room, and I'm soaked in longing, twisted in thoughts I'd never admit aloud. You've turned eye contact into a language of lust. Every glance is an invitation I cannot resist. And I am not afraid of the way you look at me. I am afraid of how much I want it. Again and harder. You undress me so thoroughly, I forget I'm still wearing clothes. You peel away fabric with your attention, layer after layer, until I'm exposed, raw, trembling from being seen. Your eyes are not just hungry, they're intentional. knowing exact. You don't wander aimlessly. You land with purpose, a gaze designed to unmake, and I let you. I stand there pretending nothing is happening while inside I am falling apart. You do more with one look than others can do with their hands. I can feel the brush of your stare along my neckline, the pause at the rise of my chest, the slow descent that makes my stomach tighten. There is art in how you do it. You read my body like a poem, interpreting lines I didn't even know I was writing. And the worst part, you don't even need to be close. You don't even need to speak. You're across the room, and yet I feel you everywhere. You are a voyeur of my undoing, and I am willingly your exhibition. What should feel criminal now feels divine. You make me love the danger in being looked at. There's power in your eyes, but it isn't brutal. It's seductive, it's spellbinding. You don't just see flesh, you see potential, you see tension, you see how close I am to falling apart. Your gaze is a promise of what could come, of what would happen if we let the world fall away. You look like you want to ruin me slowly, like you want to leave bruises where your eyes have touched. And maybe I want that too. Maybe I want to be wrecked by your gaze, reduced to breath and blush. You strip me of every defense I own, not by force, but by desire. Because when your eyes land on me, I don't want to hide. I want to offer myself up. You make submission feel inevitable, beautiful, erotic. It's not just what you look at. It's how long you linger, how deep you go, how much you don't say. You undress me in silence, but I hear everything, and I'm begging for you to look again, to keep stealing what was never yours. When your eyes lock on mine, I forget my name. My thoughts scatter like silk sheets falling to the floor. I can't think clearly with that stare on me, that unrelenting heat. I try to act unfazed, but I'm soaked in anticipation, vibrating with tension. You look at me like a sculptor, eyeing unfinished marble, deciding where to chisel, where to smooth, where to make me beautiful in the way only you can define. You look at me like you've already tasted the places your gaze clings to. I burn beneath your attention. I feel it in my spine, in the back of my knees, in the ache between my thighs. And you do nothing. You just watch. Watch and know. Watch and take. It's criminal, the way you strip me without lifting a hand. It's sinful, how much I want you to. I'd plead guilty just for the reward of another glance. Because this dance we're doing, the staring, the silence, the ache is more intoxicating than any touch. You are undressing me with your gaze and I never want you to stop. Each time you look at me, it's another confession you force from my body. I try to hold myself still, but you turn every blink into a blush, every breath into surrender. You don't leer, you linger, and that makes all the difference. You don't devour, you savor, and that's what ruins me, because I know this isn't an accident. You know what you're doing. You study me with the patience of a scholar, and I'm the lesson you're dissecting. Your gaze strips me down to need and hunger, to the shiver in my fingers and the pulse in my throat. I want to scream under it. I want to kneel. I want to press my body against yours, and beg to be taken the way you've already taken me with your eyes. But I don't. I let the silence stretch. I let the stare stay, and in it I find pleasure I didn't know existed. I find the place where shame and desire meet, where boundaries melt. You undress me without touch, and I feel more naked than I've ever been in the dark. You walk past me like nothing is happening, like your stare didn't just pin me against invisible walls and rip me open. You say nothing, but I feel every sentence you didn't speak vibrating in the air. You don't even look back, but the damage is already done. I feel stripped, flayed, trembling with want. I want to chase that stare down, grab your face and say, do it again, but slower this time, because every glance is a drug, and I'm long past withdrawal. I'm addicted to being your target, your prey. There's no way to pretend I'm not complicit. I lean into it now, arching under your eyes, daring you to take more. Your gaze is criminal, because it does what hands can't. It makes me want without shame. It teaches me surrender without force. And you know, oh you know, that's why you don't stop. That's why you keep walking, keep staring, keep peeling me open with those wicked eyes. And all I can do is stand there, trembling and bare, aching for the next crime you'll commit. The way you undress me with your gaze is criminal, but I'll never call for mercy. I'll never run. I'll only open wider, offer more, invite the sin again and again, because your stare makes me feel alive, desired, sane, not just for what I show the world, but for what I have. You uncover the parts I keep buried, and you look at them like they're beautiful, like they're yours. I feel sacred under you. I feel ruined. I feel like your eyes have rewritten the rules of touch, and I will never be satisfied with anything less. You've made a religion out of silence, a confession out of every glance. I've stopped pretending I don't want you to look. I need you to. I crave your gaze like oxygen, like fire. Because when your eyes undress me, I am more than naked. I desire. And if this is a crime, then I am your willing accomplice. Look at me again, thief of breath, criminal of hunger. Undress me until there's none again. Listen, nothing left but want.